half. Virginia doesn't have the defense we're accustomed to seeing there. There are some holes in the Virginia group, but yet still, they're a dangerous team because Coach Bennett, Kihei Clark is that point guard. Just seems to make so many things right.
They have twice slot guarantee.
Here comes Beverly. Denied at the rim. Chase for the loose ball, and they will tag Beverly with his second foul.
Florida State continues to do a good job protecting their goal, converging on the basketball. A lot of guys challenging, multiple efforts there. Florida State's taking care of the basketball. Only one turnover here through the first half of the second half, whereas they gave it away 11 times in the first 20 minutes.
Cleveland thought about the three, instead puts it on the floor. Maneuvers past Walker, and Florida State is within single digits, 68-59.
Hard screen set on Walker, lack of communication, bumps him off the play, allows Cleveland that clean look.
This is the closest it's been since the 7:30 mark of the first half.
Well over 100,000 in California.
I mean, defensively, Miami's just not done what's necessary or what's up to standard for this group. Giving up 60 points nearly here with 10 minutes left to play.
As we head through the rest of the weekend.
In the second half, Florida State 12 of 14, and incredible. Now deploying the full court press.
Have not taken a three here in the second half. Just trying to attack, be the tougher team. For 10 minutes here, they have been.
When the skies threaten a full-scale
16 points for Jordan Miller to lead all scorers. He's one of 4 Canes in double figures. Cleveland has 15 for Florida State, one of 3 Noles in double figures. Shot clock down to 5. Joseph lets it fly. It rims out. And a rebound by Cleveland.
On any other day, the pandemic, the virus was...
Mills puts it on the floor. To the rim, it's good.
That's just too easy. Arlen Beverly not in the proper stance. And the first step allows the blow by and get to the rim. And we see that time and time again here in the second half.
68-61. The answer from Joseph not there. Cleveland rips it away.
There's almost always
on the break against O'Meara, no whistle.
A lot of contact there. Cleveland did what he was supposed to, take it at the chin of O'Meara.
And Leonard Hamilton can't believe no foul was called. Beverly has the open three. He'll set, fire, rebound to Worley.
Keep pushing it for Florida State. Keep attacking.
Cleveland transition
Don't
three.
like it. Don't like it. Not with what's been working for Florida State. That is giving Miami what they want. They want them to settle for that. Miami's not been able to stop the drive from Florida State. You can't abandon that if you're the Noles currently.
Wong lost it. There's Worley, 2-on-2 against Beverly. It's a layup, good, and Florida State has made this a 2-possession game.
Keep attacking. Florida State now believes, and for good reason, a 2-possession game. Coach Larrañaga is going to play through it. Get to the under 8.
That's the trust Jim Larrañaga has in his team. Miami turns it over again. Green pushing. Mills calling for it. Worley, wide open jumper. Front rim. Rebound to Jordan Miller. This is a veteran Miami group. Jim Larrañaga trusts his guys to figure it out on the fly, almost like an NBA coach.
Yeah, got to take care of the basketball. A few giveaways here really hurt him.
Joseph starting today with Nigel Pack out. O'Meara stripped by Worley. Here's Green. Pull up three. It's good! And
wow.
Florida State, down by as many as 25, has cut it to 2.
Wow! Defensively locked in. Refused to give up anything on that end, and it's allowed them to speed up and play with the pace that has been advantageous to the Noles, and here they are on the doorstep. O'Meara, Worley, give me that. Getting out on the run. Boom, from 3. Green dead eyes it. We got a ball game in Gables.
You said close your eyes, don't look down. Celebrate every kiss with up to 30% off engagement, wedding, and anniversary rings. Only at Kay.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Targets are on site.
Were you followed? No. Do you have the assets? It's all here, as we discussed.
I'm in position.
Should we get some lunch? Sounds good. I'm famished.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
We're out to get out of there.
In pursuit.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
The 2023 New York Life ACC Men's Basketball Tournament is back in the Greensboro Coliseum March 7th through 11th. Limited tickets are still available. Don't miss any of the action as 15 of the nation's best teams battle to be champions. Buy your tickets today.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Go to inventhelp.com. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today. Go to inventhelp.com for free information.
As the Bespoke Postman, I only deliver one high-quality package from Bespoke Post, and it's all been tested by me. Discover the best small brands in the world at BespokePost.com.
Creed and Cuff in studio. Mississippi State currently the second to last team in the field. Shaq Moore, big shot against A&M.
He just went by him. I mean, there's no question that Mississippi State's got the physicality and the quickness and speed that gives Texas A&M a matchup problem.
There are 4 over on ESPNU. Coming up on ESPN here, UVA take it on North Carolina. Coach, is this a must-win for UNC currently out of the field?
Well, it's an absolute must that Armando Bacot demand the ball, and that'll have a lot to do with it being a must-win. He's got to be ultra-aggressive today, especially in that post.
I ain't got no jokes now. Back to Anish and Jordan.
I'll tell you what, guys, Miami had a 23-point halftime lead, and then the Cuban coffee hit for Florida State. The Noles, 15 out of 20 from the field in the second half. They have cut this to a 2-point game.
18-0, fast breaks. Miami had 18 points in that first half, Florida State 0. Florida State's flipped the script. 12 fast break points in the second half to Miami 0.
Miller falling away. Offensive rebound, put back, and the foul. Norchad Omier.
Norchad Omier taking milk money on that sequence. Jordan Miller does a quick one from about 15 feet. Just the rip through to get that inside position and advantage for Norchad Omier, and a putback.
Second foul on Corrin. Omier today, 13 points, 7 rebounds. He missed the free throw, but Miller tracks down the carry.
And this has plagued Florida State too when they're losing, the inability to defensive rebound. Unacceptable off a free throw blockout.
Jim Larinaga calls a timeout to salvage the possession. We'll take a break too. 70-66. All of a sudden, we have a ball game at Coral Gables.
Are you frustrated with not being able to see clearly when driving? Cerakote's Glass Coat Windshield Kit repels water, allowing you to see better in harsh conditions. See how rain and mud simply run off the treated side. It lasts for multiple seasons because it's true ceramic protection. The kit comes with everything you'll need. From Amazon's #1 selling ceramics coating brand with over 25,000 5-star reviews. Available online at Walmart, Amazon, and CerakoteCeramics.com.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by Wendy's. 2 for $6, the best deal in fast food. But that last time out by Miami came from the court, not the sideline. It was Jordan Miller who called it, not Jim Larinaga. So Miami right now is out of timeouts with 6:49 to go. We know Jim Larinaga likes to trust his team, and in big spots he'll let them play through some lulls. But if this game stays close and you get into the end game, boy, that could come back to haunt Miami.
Yeah, in a tight game like that, you want to have the ability, whether there's some turbulence or just, some confusion. You want to have one of those timeouts. Miller jumped it early there. He didn't need to call that timeout. There wasn't heavy pressure. He could have passed out of that, played on with 14 seconds on the shot clock. So regrettable decision, but Miami has a chance to get their puppies in a row and get a good one here and try and build from what has become a very narrow lead.
Miami's largest lead was 25. Florida State has never led. Poplar, the corner three, not there. Chandler Jackson with the board. Florida State pushing.
Late commitment to the basketball there from Wong, but luckily a retreat dribble from Florida State, who I thought had an advantage at the rim once again.
Mills, his pass knocked down. Corin saves it. Green, a three, fouled on the three-point shot by Joseph.
It feels like Florida State is playing to win this game, and Miami's currently playing to not mess up. There's a tentativeness that has become obvious sitting courtside here from Miami in their body language and how they're moving, whereas Florida State has just been the aggressor. Absolutely got up under the shooter's face. There was contact. Bad decision there from Joseph.
Green, an 89% free throw shooter. And Florida State with a chance to close to within one.
Joseph asking what he did. You got to let the shooter land.
Remember, with Virginia's loss to Boston College on Wednesday, Miami is now the team in the driver's seat for the 1 seed in the ACC tournament. All the Canes have to do, win today, beat Pitt at home next Saturday. Miami's the 1 seed.
Pressure bust pipes. I mean, this is, the madness starts at February. I try to tell everybody this. It's not March. It comes right about now when you start trying to secure regular season championships and seeding.
Miller swiveling inside, and Florida State with a chance to take the lead. Mills driving inside, and the Noles lead for the first time today.
How about it? Perimeter defense has failed the Canes. Florida State can get to the rim whenever, however, whatever.
Here comes Joseph. On the back door, Poplar is fouled on the way up.
It's just too easy for Florida State. Caleb Mills gets Jordan Miller, who's one of their better defenders, but he got him on that hip, and Jordan Miller kind of gave up on the play. Had an angle, I thought, to maybe alter that shot, but pulled up, and Mills finished it through. Florida State is doing every single thing inside the arc, only taking 2 threes, 1 of 2 from 3, but the points in the paint, they have 36 of them, and all of them, I feel like, have come here in the second half.
It's wild. This Florida State team entered the game on a 4-game losing streak. They had lost 7 of 8, the only win in that stretch against Louisville. Miami, meanwhile, one of 5 power conference teams that began the day undefeated at home.
Tell you, when me and you show up, man, the wackiness ensues.
Mills driving on Wong, the up and under. And Florida State back up by 1. Wong going right back at Mills, turns it over. Green accelerates, wild shot. Joseph tracks it. Miami has not had anything in transition in the second half.
Green should have played off 2, was just moving entirely too fast. Had a great look driving it at the rim, and it's been layups all day.
Joseph dribble drive in the paint, throws it up, And he'll shoot 2.
Caleb Mills has just been able to, challenge here in these last few sequences, these Miami guards, and just get to the rim. A little bit of a hesitation to stand up the defender in Isaiah Wong to create the gap and advantage in the driving lane. And then he finishes. I'd like to see Caleb Mills with the ball in his hands a little bit more here down the stretch because his ability to get to the rim.
Miami shot 65% in the opening half. Just 7 of 21 from the field here in the second half. Meanwhile, Florida State, 17 of 23 from the field since halftime. Corin over Poplar. The basket counts plus the foul, and a chance for a three-point play for the Florida State freshman.
You talk about being the more physical team that's been in control. 30 second-half points in the paint for the Seminoles. Corin began this thing, if you remember, in the second half with the rim runs as the dive guy scored around the basket. And here he is again with Florida State adding on to their narrow lead.
The free throw no good. Now the joke here at halftime was, what are we going to talk about in the second half? A ball game.
Yeah.
Joseph tied up. Jump ball, possession arrow, Florida State.
And again, it goes back to the tentativeness. Joseph was on his heels. You got the defense up. Jackson's looking here to guard. Excuse me, that was Joseph with the handle. He's just not ready for what's coming his way. Florida State's applying pressure. They're trying to go take this game right now. Miami is allowing a whole heck of a lot.
Florida State has won 4 in a row on Miami's home floor.
Watch Corin as the dive guy.
Cleveland against O'Meara, hit the side of the backboard. Wong will retreat.
O'Meara needs to get down on a block and try and make some plays through the post as well.
Miller against Corin, got the freshman in the air and gets the 2.
Miller so good in space. Knew that he had the open lane and ability to operate and converts.
Miami by 1. Mills the other way. Wild layup. And a blocking foul is called against the Canes. 3:42 to go in regulation. And it's a ball game.
If you still have symptoms of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or active psoriatic arthritis after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help.
Stand up to your symptoms with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling. For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue.
It can stop further irreversible joint damage, and Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Arby's new Steakhouse Garlic Ribeye Sandwich. Who knew the best thing to come from a steakhouse wouldn't even come from a steakhouse? Arby's did, that's who. Arby's, we have the meat.
you can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
You'll always remember buying your first car. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. At T. Rowe Price, our strategic investing approach can help you build the future you imagine.
Green and Cuff in studio. Kansas, Eric Stevenson and WVU not going away. This would be a huge win for them.
It really would. When Eric Stevenson's on, it just raises everybody's level. At one point a couple weeks ago, he was averaging 27 points, and he's playing great today.
That game is over on ESPN. It's a 4-point lead right now for KU. Kie Clark and Virginia coming off a double-digit loss on the road at BC. This game's coming up next on ESPN. In just over 13 minutes, they take on North Carolina. If Miami falls, Virginia controls their own opportunity to win this whole conference again. Back to you guys to finish it off in Gables.
I like that you didn't say destiny, because destiny can't be controlled.
It's true.
Predetermined. Caleb Mills at the free throw line after Bensley Joseph just picked up his 4th foul. Joseph remains on the floor. And Mills, an excellent free throw shooter, 84%, ties the game at 76. No Nigel Pack for Miami today. So if Joseph were to foul out, you're probably looking at Isaiah Wong, maybe even Harlan Beverly playing some point.
And obviously, no Nigel Pack. Didn't think it would matter to this degree, but clearly in moments like this, his ability to produce baskets and add just that other threat is sorely missed currently.
A 1-point lead for Florida State. They have trailed by as many as 25. Miller puts it on the floor. Kicks it out. Poplar from deep. Battle for the rebound, won by Mills.
I'm Mills. I want to see if Wong or Miller, who's ever got me, can keep me in front.
Mills got Miller in the air, draws the contact. He's so good at getting to the free throw line. Last time out, he went to the line 21 times in a win against BC, or a loss against BC.
And I called for it coming across the timeline, not because I'm smart. Let's be very clear, I'm not. But Caleb Mills has had great success attacking his defense, and there's been nobody that's been able to provide that resistance for him not to believe he can't get where he wants on the floor.
First one, no good. Isaiah Wong's family in attendance.
Wondering what probably a lot of the building here are wondering at the Watsco Center is this Isaiah Wong time? As we get to the last 3 minutes, we've seen it so many times over the last few seasons here. A confident performer wants the ball in his hands.
Isaiah Wong in his career 1-6 against Florida State all time. Against Cleveland.
Great
picked up his dribble.
Cleveland gave up nothing there.
Shot clock at 6. Now it's Miller, a lot of dribbling. Miller lost it. Cleveland ahead of the pack. Throws it down.
Got away with a lot of steps. But a great finish. This Florida State team, the active hands, and what they've been able to do here defensively. Multiple efforts, guarding in isolation, turning the water off on the Kings.
A 4-point lead, the largest for Florida State, but Wong gets the crowd to its feet.
You got to get stops. Perimeter defense has to elevate themselves here if they want to extend this home winning streak.
Mills trapped, kicks to Green, the 3. No, Cleveland, offensive rebound, new 20. Green again, grazes the rim. They rushed the shot when they didn't have to. And the Florida State bench in disbelief.
That's a regrettable decision from Green. First one, fine. You're one of the best shooters in the conference. Second one, force. Run some clock. Get a good one.
Crowd still standing. Wong over Cleveland. Off the side of the backboard. And it comes to Corin. Less than 90 seconds to go. Florida State on the verge of an improbable comeback.
I go 4 flat or a high ball screen, but let Mills determine if he can once again get past Wong.
Korn set the screen. Mills kicks to the corner. Green, no good. Rebound Miami.
It's the shot you want. It's good execution from the Noles. Just couldn't convert.
And remember, Miami's out of timeouts. They burned their last timeout with 7 minutes and change to go in this half. Miller posting up Worley. Miller with the left hand. Oh, near the follow. Miami by 1. Timeout, Leonard Hamilton. 33.6 left. A game that was on the verge of a blowout comes down to the wire.
Florida State struggles to defensive rebound. This one costly. There haven't been a ton of second chance, but the 8th one for Miami, their biggest of this ball game. A lot of tense fans here, hoping the Canes can get to 16-0 and remain perfect at home. What's on the line, Anish? A whole lot of achievement to this point from the Canes and their rival Florida State, hoping to play the role of disruptor.
For Miami, they've won 7 in a row. They have not lost at home. Right now, it's Miami that is in the driver's seat in the ACC. If they win out, which means a win today and a win at Pitt next week, they're the 1 seed in the ACC tournament. But a loss here impacts you not just in the ACC, but it also impacts your seed line. Miami right now, a number 4 seed according to Joe Lunardi. You lose to Florida State, it impacts seeding as well. So a lot at stake for Miami, and credit Florida State for not giving up when this game looked to be over.
Now let me tell you something else, Anish, worth noting. If you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, you don't want this game to go to overtime. Why?
Florida State doesn't lose.
Is 13-0 in overtime games, which is an active NCAA record. They do not lose in overtime.
And I remember Leonard Hamilton earlier this year telling us why that was. They had won 13 straight in OT because generally they're always the deeper team and they always have the fresher legs. That's not necessarily the case this year.
Now here, I said I like the green 3 that was the miss. It was the right shot. It's got to be Caleb Mills to make a play here. Wong has not shown the ability to stop him. Mills has to get to the painted area and try to make a play here.
10-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Mills got its man in the air, throws it up off the window and in. Florida State by 1.
They haven't stopped it.
Final 20 seconds. Miami out of timeouts. Wong puts it on the floor in the painted area, kicks it out, and we get a whistle. It'll be a foul against Florida State. Now they had a foul to give, but I don't only the 16th foul.
I said Mills, challenge Wong. Wong hadn't stopped him getting in that painted area in the second half. That's exactly what they do. On the other side, Florida State had 3 defenders in place. Korn didn't need a foul there. You had him right where you wanted him.
Inside to Omier, blocked. Comes back to Joseph, 10 seconds. On the drive, out of bounds. And it will stay with Miami, 8.1 seconds to go. The entire building on its feet. Poplar to inbound. Miller for 3 for the lead. Got it! Final chance, Florida State. Worley, Cleveland for the win. It's good! Matthew Cleveland stuns Miami! Officials at the monitor to make sure it counted.
I think he got that one off. I think Matthew Cleveland may have called game. He just looked at the fans and said, time to go home.
The basket is good, and Florida State pulls off one of the most improbable comebacks of the season. On Miami's home floor, in a building where the Canes had not lost this season, Florida State down 23 at halftime, down by as many as 25, wins it on a Matthew Cleveland buzzer beater.
Remember, Matthew Cleveland did this against Virginia last year. A missed assignment. Jordan Miller gets the 3. Curtains, right? No, the kids call it the clapback. So cool to sheep count him when he sleeps. Matthew Cleveland delivers the punctuation of all punctuations. A season that's been forgettable. Florida State provides a moment against their rival, and it looms large for ACC implications because now Virginia is back in the driver's seat to potentially win the ACC. Remarkable what just played out here in these final 20 minutes. Just, you got to respect Matthew Cleveland understanding time and the ability to get to a spot to offer up a shot that he felt comfortable getting. He did that same thing a year ago versus Virginia. He has a penchant for this moment, and he made it happen. That is incredible stuff from that young man. Incredible.
He only scored 2 points in the first half, only played 10 minutes, had picked up a couple of fouls. Second half, he finishes with 18 of his 20, including the game winner. He had missed the previous 2 games with back spasms. And this was a Florida State team, let's face it, these last 8 games, they had lost 7 of them. They'd lost 4 in a row. You go into a place where you had been thrashed by Miami in Tallahassee last month. This game, after 20 minutes, trended in the same direction. They showed fight. Jordan, they didn't miss in the second half, 68% from the field.
Anish, can we do one of these?
Whoa.
It was unbelievable. I mean, they literally flipped this thing. I got E.J. Manuel, former Knoll standout quarterback over here. He's hyped for good reason. I mean, this was a group that changed the narrative. They played fast, Florida State, in that second half. They chased the fast break. They defended. They played efficient inside the arc. They were the tougher group. They earned this one on the road. Earned it.
They were down by 25 early in the second half. They win it on a Matthew Cleveland buzzer beater. The Noles hand their rival their first home loss of the season.
You are watching ESPN's Road to Champ Week, presented by Wendy's. From the Music City, beautiful downtown Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the Vanderbilt Commodores and Memorial Gym. Tonight, Vandy takes on the Florida Gators, a matchup between